What's up guys and welcome back to the channel. It's now 3 months since I made my last Mullen Automotive stock video on May 7th. In this video I spoke very clearly about the lies that were being spread on social media about Mullen and that I was expecting the stock to drop massively in the next few months. Well, it's been 3 months and Mullen stock has dropped more than 92% in that 3 months. But this is not a video just to say that I was right. In this video I will talk about what is going to happen next for Mullen stock. Now I know a lot of you have been stung by Mullen stock, but everything that I have said about Mullen has been 100% correct since I started covering this stock 18 months ago. So I will try to answer the most important question. Will Mullen stock recover, or is Mullen just another stock market scam? Before we get into the video, I want to thank all you guys who liked my last Mullen video, and thanks for all the comments. I know a lot of you guys got out and managed to avoid being completely wiped out by MULN in the past few months. The last Mullen video got over 500 likes and it was great to see so much support for the truth. Too many channels are spreading lies about Mullen stock. Can we get another 500 likes on this video? Please try to help make it happen. Smashing the thumbs up costs nothing and it helps the channel and spreads the truth about this toxic stock. And subscribe to the channel if you're new. I will be doing regular stock videos again for the rest of the year. Finally, I want to point out that I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Now let's get into it. So first things first, we have just had the annual meeting of stockholders that was held on August 3rd. As we can see here, this was held for the following purposes, but most importantly and very controversially at the moment was the vote on Proposal 3. So this vote, as it says here, is to approve a reverse stock split for the company's outstanding common stock at an exchange ratio between 1-for-2 and 1-for-100 as determined by the company's board of directors. Now this is very controversial. Not only has Mullen Automotive already done a reverse stock split of 1-for-25 only 3 months ago, but it was debatable if this proposal had even been approved because the microphone seemed to cut out at the all-important moment during the announcement. However, it has since been confirmed that this will go ahead. So now there is a series of questions that need to be answered. When will the stock split take place? And by how much will Mullen split the stock? The minimum is a 1-for-2 reverse split, but this could be any number up to 1-for-100 shares. So let's try to analyze this to see what is going to happen next. And also let's look at why Mullen always has a massive pump whenever the stock drops down to 10 cents. I will discuss this in a moment. So Mullen has been out of compliance for nearly a year. After getting the stock briefly above $1 after the previous reverse split, Mullen was never taken off the Nasdaq non-compliance list. And when we look at the Nasdaq listing center, we can clearly see this. Mullen Automotive, September 7th, 2022. And this seems to be because of a Nasdaq rule that allows staff discretion relating to the price-based requirements. Now on Nasdaq.com, under the listing rules, it says staff may, in its discretion, require a company to satisfy the applicable price-based requirement for a period in excess of 10 consecutive business days, but generally no more than 20 business days, before determining that the company has demonstrated an ability to maintain a long-term compliance. So Mullen has until September 5th to be compliant with Nasdaq or face delisting. Now if we work our way back on the calendar, that means that Mullen might need to do the reverse split by August 8th. So this is only a few days away, but another huge factor to consider is that Mullen have not issued any SEC filings in a month. Like there is more than 20 filings here in less than 28 days up until the 12th of July, and then suddenly not a single document has been filed with the SEC since then, which I find very suspicious considering the amount of filings that Mullen Automotive seem to do. And I believe that the reason for this is that Mullen do not want to file any documents that might publicize the actual outstanding share count until the last moment, because it would be even more detrimental to the share price if there has been massive dilution that we do not know about since July 12th, which is very possible. So now the major question is, how much will Mullen split the stock? Will they do a 1-for-2 reverse split or up to a 1-for-100? So let's do the math. If Mullen does a 1-for-2 split, the stock will go up to about 24 cents. Mullen will not be compliant, and next month, Mullen will be delisted from Nasdaq. The stock would need to organically gain about 300% to get over 50 cents, and then split to above $1 and yet stay above that price. This is incredibly unlikely, so clearly a 1-for-2 reverse stock split will not happen. Looking at the current share price, it would need a minimum of 1 to 10 reverse split just to regain compliance, and that would put the stock just above $1. But then they would need to stay compliant, and there is no way in my opinion that MULN stock would stay above $1 for 20 consecutive days. For example, like the last reverse split was in May. They did a 1 for 25 and the stock only stayed above $1 for about 12 days. I feel that the most likely scenario here is that David splits the stock by the maximum allowed 1 for 100, or at a minimum at least 1 for 50, which would guarantee that Mullen stays above $1 and remains compliant with Nasdaq. That would mean that Mullen will far exceed the cumulative. That would mean that Mullen will have far exceeded the cumulative 1 for 250 that Nasdaq allows, and therefore Mullen will not be eligible for any compliance period. But Mullen CEO has a history of reverse splits. Long before Mullen Automotive, when he was at 7 Arts Entertainment, this company was Nasdaq listed. This company completed 3 reverse stock splits and was delisted from Nasdaq only days after the third. The 1 for 5, another 1 for 5 and a 1 for 70 here, which is a cumulative split of 1,750 for 1. So I feel that Mullen will not think twice about using the maximum of 1 for 100. Guys, if you appreciate this analysis, can you smash the thumbs up please? As I said earlier, my last Mullen video got over 500 likes. I'm aiming to get 500 again on this video. And I will make another update video again soon, showing you even more facts about Mullen that will shock you. But using SAPX stock as an example here, they went on to do 3 further splits over the following 18 months, which resulted in a whopping cumulative of $175 million, $175 million for 1 reverse split in total. But David Mitchery was long gone by this time. Either way, regarding Mullen, I think we will get an announcement within the next 3 days of what they are planning to do. And I feel that just like the last reverse split, they will announce it at the last possible moment and just before the next earnings report. Mullen's latest earnings report is only days away now, and this will probably be filed between August 11th and August 18th. For the past 2 years, the company has reported between these dates. Plus, in my opinion, I think that Mullen will want to have all this done and dusted before they can ramp up the hype machine again and begin to dilute massively once more. Like in recent days, Mullen have been posting that August is a busy month at their Tunica assembly plant producing the Mullen 3. This is amazing because any vehicles that Mullen have produced to date have simply been imported from China. Their vans are imports and so is the Mullen Go. Mullen have also stated the Mullen Go is being sold to Newgate Motors in Ireland, stating that there is high demand. Which I find very interesting because if you look at the Newgate website, the Mullen Go is the only commercial vehicle on site that does not have a price. Every other vehicle here has a price except Mullen Go, which is very odd in my opinion. But the biggest thing right now for Mullen Automotive is that their strikingly different tour is scheduled to be starting again on August 20th in Austin, Texas. It will be very interesting to see if David Mitchery shows up to these events after the stock has dumped so much and with the second reverse split coming. But especially with the fact that while the stock has dumped over 90% in the past 3 months, David Mitchery has had absolutely no problem not only selling shares, but also awarding himself with another 10 million shares for free while retail investors bleed out. Guys, before I look at the charts and show you where I think the stock is going in the coming weeks, smash the thumbs up and help me hit the 500 likes and spread the truth about this company and its management. If you would like me to shed some light on what insiders are making huge money off the back of retail investors, then comment down below. So looking at the charts over the past month, we can see these 2 huge spike ups that MULN stock has had. Now I've said it before that this is a stock that at certain levels, it becomes a day trader's or a swing trader's dream stock. Mullen Automotive is a volatile meme stock with a track record of underperformance. Now a lot of people seem to forget about this, and there seems to be a lot of new investors into Mullen thinking that this can be the next Tesla. Nothing could be further from the truth. This is literally a meme stock, but there is money to be made on day trades, although Mullen is not a stock with long-term potential. Like just here we have two very big pump and dumps. Like look at this, the stock went from 10 cents to over 30 cents in July. And then this week it went from 10 cents up to 17 cents. For anyone who is buying in here or with insider knowledge, they are making huge gains in only a couple of days. But if ever there was a clearer sign of market manipulation, just look at the volume of MULN that was traded on this pump back in July. Over 3 billion shares in 2 days. That is absolutely insane. This is not your standard retail investors, this is very suspicious trading volume, and of course, the stock drops back down again only days later. Classic pump and dump. But looking at the chart again, as we get to the next reverse split, I expect the stock to drop again. But according to the latest available data, the market cap of Mullen is only $78 million right now. So the stock is not going to drop 90% again. However, once Mullen have announced what the real share count is, remember I said earlier there has been no SEC filings for the last month. So I suspect it could be at least double what we think it is, if not much more. After this happens, I expect the share price to tank again. Once we know exactly how much of a stock split David announces, then I will be able to try predicting the future stock price and stock movements, and the latest financials will help to predict this accurately. But is Mullen stock a stock that's going to recover? There's not a chance in my opinion. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you have watched all the way through and enjoyed this content, then please hit the like button, it really helps the channel out. If you're new, hit the subscribe button and bell notification. Follow me on Twitter if you would like to see another Mullen update soon. I didn't get a chance to look at any financials in this video, but with the earnings report due in the coming weeks, let me know if you would like to see a video where I'm speaking about Mullen's financial position. This is something that David Mitchery has been boasting about in recent months, that the company has never been in a better financial position, which would seem very obvious considering the amount of dilution that the stock has done. So let me know if you would like me to talk about that. Nothing in my videos is financial advice in any way. I'm not a financial advisor. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next update.